recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you adjust your microphone, Hannah?
My microphone is well adjusted.
Well, Hannah,
Much more adjusted than you.
Okay, but Hannah, it's not even pointing at your mouth.
It is. I'm just dispersing my voice over the microphone.
Jack and Daniel, can you see that Hannah?
It is in the middle. In the middle of the... It was this...
In the middle of the night. Yeah. Okay. But Hannah, just...
If somebody would teach me how to sing, I would be very thankful.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David McSavage and Hannah Andrews.
And welcome,
royal wave.
And welcome, Jack and Daniel, the future of the Chrysler car empire. Now, yes. Hannah, can you just please?
It is pointed at
okay, just turn her mic down a bit, Jack. You know what I mean? It's fucking hell.
I think you're enjoying that.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
The whole take to fix mic.
You see, when she unscrews it, she untightens it when she starts. Turn it down again.
Okay.
Go on.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we've literally been working at this for nearly over a year, and you still like the microphone will be pointed that way, and you'd be like, you must be terrible at blowjobs.
Oh my God! In front of my sons, is that you got like excited because you were hanging around with neighbors?
Oh yeah, what was I doing, Hannah?
You were just,
because we have two young girls living next.
And
three
she
young
was in
girls.
the skimpy bikini, like really showing
I genuinely didn't.
A lot of boobs, like a lot of flesh. I mean, she's got a right to show it off. I mean, like
I genuinely didn't notice because I'm sitting on the bench. I can't see. She's sitting in the doorwell. I didn't see it.
Okay.
And it's not like it's not something I haven't seen before, Hannah. Forgive me. I'm a doctor.
I've
I'm
seen
a professional.
Everything as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
what are your favorite types of boobs? The audience would like to know.
I don't know. Shall we talk about it?
Well, let's talk about boobs because you're talking, and you shouldn't make.
I think the most unusual. I don't know.
Go on.
Boys, close your ears.
No, they don't need to close their ears. We're just
banana shape.
Yeah. Go on.
Those banana shape, which is
no, we don't. You see, and don't cough like that directly into the microphone. Yeah, there you go. And also, your life is not a movie that we've all seen. You have to explain what you're talking about. Where were these banana tits? Where did you see them? And you obviously hadn't seen them before.
Well, I've seen them as a girl. I was in this on the campsite and we.
Okay, you're in a campsite. Where?
Yeah, like. Oh, I know. It was in Hungary. Like our first time.
And what were you doing in Hungary?
We were picking peppers.
So it was a summer job.
Money. Summer job,
right.
Yeah. But it's
organized. What year?
By communist country, from one communist country to another.
What year was this?
It was 84. I think.
So Poland was being run by Jaruzelski, was it?
No, it wasn't. Yeah, no.
Okay, who was before? Okay, you're in Hungary, and so you all have a communal shower?
Yeah, I mean the girls, yeah, and you
okay, let's just sit with that image. So all the girls are, picking peppers. They're sweaty, and and they're going into the showers, and they're all
naked.
All naked,
and like most of boobs are the same, but this girl, she had.
Okay, most boobs, they're variations on a theme.
Yeah.
Okay, but she...
the bigger, smaller, but the shape of her boobs, they were just like full and then also going down and up, like,
Yeah.
like you could ski on them.
Okay, go on. And did you like them?
I just thought they were quite incredible. I've never seen anything like that before.
Were you genuinely a bit transfixed by them?
I'm not sure that I wanted anything. It's just like you see something unusual and you sort of like mesmerized by it.
Yeah,
but you don't
mesmerised.
say anything.
No.
You just like soak it in, and you just don't know even how to react.
And did you talk to the girl? Did you know her?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so afterwards, were you
No,
like...
I wasn't talking about her boobs to
No,
her.
not to about her boobs. Were you just like, hey, how you doing? Yeah.
No, I wasn't hitting on her either.
No, not hitting. Okay. Anyway, so the famous...
But I still have the image. There are images you see.
I wonder. I'm sure that's a category in porn. Polish banana boober, pepper picker.
It's just they're very unusual.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Quite. How would I say? Beautiful as well.
Okay, that's lovely. Anyway, so excuse me. Women have breasts. Some of them are big, some of them are small, and some of them are different shapes. Every shape is sacred.
Well, it turns out banana boobs is an actual thing, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. This one lady said how she went from banana boobs to double D cups.
But a banana boob, it's not, sagging. It's like she was so young.
And they're not like literally the shape of a banana. They're just, they have a sort of bend to them.
It's like they're plump. Or not, or firm.
Yeah. I mean, she was 16.
I like big butts.
I don't know why we... Okay.
Because we're men and we're healthy, well-adjusted, innocent men who like... it's a wonderful thing, and thank God
of women's body.
Vive la différence. Thank God for difference.
Oh yes,
that is the very exact thing that attracts me to what is commonly termed as women. Not nowadays, we're not sure. Is that computer sitting there? Can you see it on the screen?
In the shot?
No.
Huh?
No.
Okay. 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 Right. So we don't have a guest today. I did say when Pat McDonald was here that I bumped into Aidan Gillen, brilliant Irish actor who was in Game of Thrones, and he suggested that he'd like to come on to the podcast, but I haven't contacted him because I just don't want to fucking hassle him or something. But I guess I should. But
you don't need to hassle. You just send email and suggest, and if he responds. You're not going to be stalking him like baby reindeer, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, baby reindeer was the name that Scottish woman gave to that guy.
Yeah, I know.
I did not send him 21,000 emails. Well, how many did you send him? I don't know, maybe a few.
40,000?
Maybe 40,000.
There was an incredible amount of emails she sent him.
Okay, so can we just talk about the Dublin Portal? The Dublin Portal is a video installation that is on Talbot Street, connecting the city of Dublin to the city of New York. Mm-hmm. So people stand in front of this video screen and wave, and people have been arranging to meet up. And, hey, look at me, I'm here in Dublin, I think...
Apparently somebody proposed through the portal, didn't it, Jack? You told me.
Yeah, they proposed, and...
That's quite smart. But I think they've closed it, Jack, Daniel. Is that true, Daniel?
Yes, they have closed it because, they say that there's technical glitches, but I think it's more because of what's happened on our side of the portal.
Because Irish have sense of humor, they're creative, and they're not shy of exposing themselves to other side of the world. And apparently one woman was grinding her buttocks against it.
Well, look, here's the thing. People say, oh, well, you shouldn't have it in Talbot Street. You should have it in a sort of more subdued part of town. But I think...
Civilized, you mean?
No.
I've never been kind of more proud. But the fact that they had to shut down the
portal.
No,
but
there's too much fun going on.
That's Dublin. This is Dublin. This is what it's really like. This is holding up a mirror, and there's people, the Dubliner or people in Ireland, there's a natural cynicism and darkness, and obviously the intention of the installation was everybody to take it in a way that it was all like connecting people together, and woke up and people taking the piss out of it. But I don't know why that's who we are. So that was a honest representation of the kind of personalities in Dublin reflected in the Portal thing. So I don't know.
I think Irish likes pranks.
Yeah,
they love it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
That's what they were doing. I think there wasn't.
But also, that's part of our culture. We take the piss out of you, which is a shorthand to say I like you enough and feel comfortable enough in your presence that I don't mind taking the piss out of you, and that's what we do. That's part of our culture.
Yeah, and that was the whole thing, to see what Dublin's really like.
Yes.
And they saw.
Yeah, they saw, and now they don't like it.
Yeah, so they can stay at home. You know
what
stay
they
in New
tried?
York.
They tried to blur images, but it didn't work. Blur whatever people were showing like swear words. Oh, the worst.
So they were going like, haha, 9/11.
What?
Because you saw they were doing jokes about 9/11 to the.
Yeah.
That's a bit inappropriate.
Yeah, well, you see, but that's the kind of that there'd be some fucking idiots, and Americans. You have to understand that there's a whatever the exact wrong thing is to say. Some guys are going to say it in this city, and I'm sure you have the same in New York. But there's no power behind it. It's all mouth. You know what I mean?
Someone put a picture of like a meme about that particular event on the portal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then then from the New York side they put up memes about the potato famine.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
So they got us back.
Yeah, well, that's good.
So that's good.
Come ça.
They should put a portal in Rafah and between Rafah and Tel Aviv.
Yeah, I actually maybe there would be some sort of progress in seeing how people live. I actually think it would be good.
Yeah.
So people truly would see what's happening in Tel Aviv or what's happening in Jerusalem, and then the people from there would see exactly what's happening.
Well, maybe
in
a more
Gaza.
curated version of it, whereby they have people, people who I don't know, I don't know, but like people have way more in common than they
definitely
right, and
yes.
I'm sure the majority of, that's the thing I was thinking, like human beings all over the world, like somebody from Iceland can meet up with someone from Korea, they have kids. Someone from Mongolia can meet up with someone from Uganda and they can have kids. Like, we're all human beings. We're exactly the same.
Yeah, like if you try to have a kid with like a chimpanzee, like it just doesn't work.
So you could be, you know what I mean. So we're all the same. This idea of race, like it's pointless. But I'm sorry, there's no difference really, and this idea of tying yourself to this nationality thing. I'm Irish. I'm Irish. What does that mean? Actually, well, no. What I'm trying to say is that in a real life situation, when somebody needs a helping hand or whatever, it doesn't matter what nationality the person is. I'm saying things that are so obvious,
but
I'm just trying to say.
Nationality or
I'm
race?
just trying to say, in this fucking day and age, when we're supposed to be intelligent and we can make everything and do everything, act like adults. Let's count. No, fuck off. But I'm just trying to say, war. But eventually, peace has to break out. And what does that mean? It means people are going to have fucking conversations. And what's the word when they start negotiations? They're going to have to They're going to have to negotiate. They're going to have to come up with agreements. They're going to. This is how we're going to have to live together.
They're going to need to have Dr. Phil to come in.
Dr. Phil, Dr. Phil needs to go to Israel. Okay, Israel.
Really
let me tell you
actually.
something. You got, there's. I heard one of the best things I heard.
And then Israel starts going. But hold on, you shut your mouth, okay?
Do you like?
You listen.
Do you like hummus? Israeli, yes I do.
Yes,
Palestinian, yes I do. So you've got a common ground. Let's just eat hummus.
The cuisine is quite
of
close.
course. Anyway, but I'm just saying. I know it sounds like a ridiculous thing just to say, and it is a ridiculous thing to say. And the history is so complex. It's so intertwined with everything, and it's just so hard. The thing that kills me is the idea that children are, and they're the ones who suffer the most and scared out of their wits. And you would just hope, anyway, that eventually peace will have to break out.
There's
some point.
there's an Instagram account actually from these two young lads. They're from, I mean, the safest part of Gaza, which is kind of hard to even. You can't, what is their safe part, but the place that's getting the least amount of bombings and stuff. And they do. They're doing like every day. They've done it for the past 32 days, where they show like their day-to-day life. And like there was, they have so much shortage of gas and like electricity, so they have to make fires with woods to do stuff, and charge up batteries in order to use the internet and whatnot. And then they showed one guy, he was getting old chicken bones, a bit of like stale bread, and mixing it and grinding it all up, mixing it with water. To feed the stray cats, because there's no fodder coming for the stray cats, for any cats.
Right, go on. And what's the point of this story?
How the life goes. And what's the handle of the Instagram?
I don't know. I'll find it.
You mean it's just?
I'm just,
No, it's just showing.
Sorry,
the guys.
sorry for speaking.
Like.
No.
What's the point of your whole virtue signaling?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, fair enough.
But also, I think that there's a difference between race and nationality, because you can notice that if you suppress nations, the trouble starts. That they, like we like to associate ourselves as a community or nation, and usually nations are sort of proud of the history, what they achieve, but I think nation can live beside in peace.
And if you look at it, so many nations become stronger when they are oppressed, or when they are, like Ireland. We became a nation because our leaders were the rising leaders were executed, and that kind of trying to diminish a people, trying to put them down. It makes them stronger. So I think whatever Israel's plan was, they just made the resolve of the Palestinian people stronger.
Well, really. Yeah, and also, but there's no. What I'm saying is there's no sort of nuanced conversations as regards these terrible things, war, Israel, Palestine. It's always this side or this side, but eventually there will have to be nuanced conversations, because peace will have to happen, and that means negotiations, peacefully coexisting, recognizing the right of people to exist. I mean, it sounds very self-evident, but like there's certain things I'd like to say, but I just don't want to get into it.
To segue out of that, I've got this news article here from the school that me and Daniel actually went to.
It's St. Conleth's.
It turns out that they employed an abusive Nazi as a teacher.
What year was this?
1957 to 1985. So he was
quite long.
He was a violent man who would assault and intimidate the students. So basically, his name was he's dead now.
He was there from 57 to
85.
Fucking hell.
He was a member of so he was French.
Almost 30 years, so 28 years, I think.
So he wasn't technically a Nazi. He was a Breton nationalist. He's part of a Breton nationalist group that worked for the Nazis. They rounded up Jews.
You mean like Atwwnt's group, for Christ's sake?
Yeah. They were
absolutely vicious.
Well, I don't know what the Atwwnt's group are.
The Atwwnt's group are the ones that rounded up in the early part of the war Jewish people in all communities where the Germans had taken over, and they'd murder them.
Well, these were an actual the Breton nationalist group. So Brittany is on the west of France. So these would have been a kind of separatists to France.
Yeah.
And so they would have found an ally in Germany, and they had kind of anti-Semitic ideologies as well. I think. But anyway, he came over to. He was sentenced to death in France, and he fled to Ireland in 1945. And he found employment teaching French in St. Conleth's and lived in Bray.
Shocking.
Died in 2009.
Bray,
Yeah.
it's the same. Like Canadian Parliament with Zelensky. They applauded ex-Nazi who had a refuge in Canada for years. So,
Pat McDonald also. So Pat was here today, and Jack helped him set up his Instagram account. So Pat McDonald has joined Instagram, and he had 0 followers like 4 hours ago, and Pat McDonald now has. Let me see. He's got 3,500 followers,
and he hasn't posted anything yet.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah. So that's brilliant. I'm delighted for him now. He has to just keep on plugging away. I think if he just posts, because Pat is very funny. He's got an interesting angle on stuff.
Yeah.
So his story on Insta begins. What are you smiling at, Daniel?
What? Oh yeah, I don't know.
He's in a blissful state.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know I've got another thing? Brad Pitt can't see or remember people's faces. Have you heard about this?
Asphasia,
No.
is it?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's something like that. Let me see. Prosopagnosia.
So how could he remember Jennifer Aniston's face or
Exactly, it's difficult for him to.
Or what's her name? Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
Angelina Jolie.
He
just
he
sees
smells
her.
them.
So he smells it. So he sees her every day. It's like a rediscovery. Like as if he sees her, fresh.
Well,
that's
I
quite
wonder,
incredible.
but I think he can't recognize her. Like he'll see her and he can't recognize that it's her.
Oh, listen, I can't recognize half of people. I work with them for 20 years, and I just see them and
if you you mean if you see them out of if you see them out of the context of work or even in work?
Even in work, I just don't remember names.
Well, actually, I use the Instagram a lot to promote stuff, but then I find myself getting locked into, you start looking at stuff, and it's and recently I've been forgetting stuff, and it's because I'm sure of Instagram, and it really reduces it's not good for your brain in terms of long-term memory. So I really have to figure out a way to not to only use it for professional reasons and not sit
scrolling
there
and like
scrolling because
do you learn anything from that?
No, you don't. It's just like
it's addictive.
I actually thought I was getting fucking early onset dementia, but I heard Bill Burr talking about it, and he took a 1 month break, and he just found his cognitive abilities improving straight away, and his short-term, long-term memory. Like just simple things like not being able to remember names or references or film titles or whatever. But I did notice it getting worse, and I was thinking, fucking hell. But in the same way you go to a gym, you work out, you get big muscles. I'm sure if you read a book and you remember things, it's good for your brain. This is the opposite for being. This is like eating fucking fatty food for your brain.
Yeah, but apparently the best thing for your brain is also exercise. If you exercise,
I was at the gym. I was at the gym today.
It's not only for your body but also for your brain.
Well, I have to agree with that. I do feel quite smug. I do feel quite smug when I walk out of the gym after 45 minutes because a lot of people, I'm feeling a bit this, feeling a bit that.
You say, I'm feeling great.
Well, no, but I mean, if you do go and do some exercise, which is what your body is designed for, immediately it raises your mood.
Mm-hmm. And you know what is the best for the brain? What kind of sport? Can anybody guess the best sport for your brain?
Badminton.
Jack?
Tennis. Snooker.
Just you have a one go.
For your brain, I'm thinking some kind of hand-eye coordination.
Swimming?
Jack?
Well, go on. What is it?
Handball.
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
For your brain?
Yeah, because the way you move and apparently, the way your body and coordination and everything.
Also, we have to organise guests for the podcast. I mean, I'd be quite happy not to have guests, and I like just meeting up like this.
As long as you don't repeat yourself.
Huh?
as long as you don't repeat yourself.
You just repeated yourself.
Because like you said, I know, but you know, like you're not only repeating yourself, but you can't hear.
I can hear, Hannah.
Well, I think that.
But sometimes when you say something, it might not have a point, and because of my ADHD, it makes me faint.
Okay, that's quite hurtful.
It was quite hurtful. I know, it's funny when I'm saying things to you here, you know, being a bit vicious, and then you know, when I'm editing it afterwards, and I look at it, I think, what a fucking prick. Actually, I have to tell you, I did a gig raising money for children in Gaza in Vicar Street, and some of the material I was doing was dodgy as fuck. I walked off stage. I did some jokes that, you know, 20 years old or something. So I walked off stage feeling disgusting inside, and it made me realize, you know, why people drink. Sorry, I'm distracted because Ruby's just slinking around the place. Anyway, listen. Let's say you're talking to someone and they're a bit of an arsehole and they're boring you, whatever, in a social situation. And you can make an excuse. Oh, sorry, I just, you know, and then you walk away, and there is a relief. There's a relief. What do you do? You didn't realize you had headphones on. You tried to put it up to your ear. I'm worried about you, but there's a relief attached to that feeling of, fuck, right? I've got away from that person. But the thing is, if you are the like I found myself after that gig, I was walking home, but I found myself walking quite fast. And then I suddenly realized the reason I was walking fast because I was trying to escape myself. I was trying to get out of my own feeling of like, I was trying to, okay, that's pretty bad. Like, I mean, you know, when you are the asshole, when you are the scene of the crime and it's you, and you have that feeling of like, oh, you fucking idiot, but you're stuck inside your fucking self. And I would think that that's why maybe people drink and all that to escape their being.
Yeah.
But you can't. You can't. You can't.
You're stuck forever.
Yeah. You're stuck
inside.
Yeah. So that was quite funny. Like I actually found myself trying to walk faster to get away from myself. That's fucking bad, man. Isn't it, man, dude?
Yeah.
Can we read some of it? Yeah, go on.
That's self-awareness. That's good, because a lot of people wouldn't be self-aware. So that's like a really progress.
Somebody in the comments said, you know, Max Savage, you know, whatever, you know, that when he's not talking, he starts fidgeting and going crazy because he's so self-obsessed that he needs to talk all the time. And you know, I can't, you know, and then your natural reaction, hey, fuck you, and then you think, yeah, actually, there's a bit of, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of I'm doing it again. A lot when we're out drinking, you know, when people are out at night, people don't necessarily listen to each other. They're just thinking they're just thinking about what they want to say next.
Oh yeah, definitely. When they drink, absolutely, there's no conversation. People are actually talking constantly about themselves or what they're interested, or they think they are hilarious. They're cracking jokes, which are pretty boring if you're not on the same level of drunkenness.
What's your tactic to get out of a shitty conversation?
Oh, I say, I don't know. The best thing is like, I need to answer this phone.
Ruby. Just, I know that there's a phone call coming up in a bit, and I definitely need to.
No, it's just like, yeah, it's ringing. Something's ringing. It's on silence. I'm sorry.
The one apparently when you, if you want to, and it takes. I filmed this in a sketch. If you want to dislocate or disconnect from a really boring conversation, because there are some people who are like really deathly boring.
Energy suckers.
Energy suckers. And I guess they've never been told, mate, you don't know how to, you don't have a point. You don't, because when you get someone's attention, we expect something at the end, but at the end of whatever they're saying, it's just this dead roadkill of nothingness. And so, and then some type of people are so bored that it's even how they talk is just so monotone, you know. So, and then what happens is people's natural empathy kicks in, and when somebody's been really boring, the person being talked to tries to breathe life into the boringness that is being delivered from the other person. And they say, oh, but the boring person, from their point of view, they think they've initiated an interesting conversation, and they fucking haven't. It's just the other person, trying to, bring the conversation back to life. What are those things called? Defibrillators. So that's the wrong thing to do, because you're just stuck in this conversation. So if somebody's really boring, what you have to do is just stare at them.
And so, sure, I woke up yesterday and, I had a cup of tea. Normally I have a cup of tea.
Right? And don't give them anything. And so what that does is, their own conversation, I know what you're doing now, their own conversation, their boringness is reflected back onto them. And then they get a sense, finally, of how boring they are. And
I'll go then.
Although that does say, no, I think. Sorry, you can't just stare at them. You have to go, yeah.
Or maybe you should yawn a lot, no?
No, that you don't.
No, because you have to do it in a way that protects, because it's Ireland, so you can't come across as a rude person.
Yeah, you don't. But it.
Or you have to outbore them, like.
But it's quite a ballsy move, if you can just go.
And I woke up this morning.
Yeah.
I was talking to...
And I had a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Just not giving fire to conversation.
Yeah, not breathing oxygen.
Yeah.
Into the... Yeah, sorry, Jack.
I was talking to two Austrians a few years ago. I remember when I was traveling around Spain. And they were like 19, young Austrian lads. And they were talking to me for about 20 minutes about furniture.
Oh, yeah?
I think David would be interested.
Yeah, David would be interested.
Look, let's have Ruby. Look, she likes her head being rubbed. Look, don't. Ruby.
You have to constantly rub her head.
Yeah, Ruby. Look, I'm rubbing you, Ruby. Go on.
She's very independent. She doesn't like being held.
Sorry, Jack. I just wanted the people to see Ruby. They were talking about furniture. Why were they talking about furniture?
I don't know. They were talking about this specific type of Austrian furniture, and they were like, this furniture is very handy because it's like a low table, and so it's level with the couch, so you can put your feet up in that. But you can also play like chess or have a cup of coffee.
Hi, my name's Hans, and I'm from Denmark, and I make furniture. It's very low. It's very good. No, that's German.
Well, you're mansplaining what Jack just said.
Oh Jesus. I'm cunt-splaining.
You just trying outdo Jack, but it doesn't go anywhere. I'm sorry. Daniel, did you read anything interesting?
Well, the Slovakian Prime Minister was shot. Did you hear that?
No.
After a government meeting, he was out somewhere where near he was staying or something. He was shot down by a gunman. He's taken to hospital. It's
That's
crazy.
shocking.
It's quite crazy.
And
news.
so, as an assassination attempt, or was he actually killed?
No, it was an attempt. I don't think he was killed. But it's like very recent news. It just happened.
Yeah,
like
today, I think.
Yeah.
Wednesday, the 15th.
Yes.
In Europe, on the center of Europe. That's
Politically motivated.
yeah, because apparently he was far right, and maybe he had a lot of enemies.
There was a recent election, and this guy's been around politics for a long time. So I think this guy,
That's a message.
yeah.
But you can just tell him. You don't need to shoot the guy.
It was carried out by a 71-year-old man.
Wow.
Wow.
Whoa.
You always imagine some people who do that are really young, kind of full of. Where was the New York portal? Does anybody know where that was
in
placed?
Broadway, somewhere. So it wasn't Times Square. It was Broadway.
Okay.
It was exactly,
I was there.
exact description.
They were interviewing a few people about the portal, and it's like, that's not bleeding New York. Doesn't fucking look like it anyway.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Okay.
How long have we been broadcasting, Daniel?
34 minutes.
That's enough.
You know, I like the idea that apparently someone was like shadow boxing outside the Dublin Portal for like 40 minutes or something. They were just like shadow boxing there for...
At what time?
I don't know, like during the day probably. Yeah. And then there's some woman was singing the real Slim Shady song to the portal as
But
well.
what did they... And was the portal on 24 hours a day?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, I regret I didn't go. I didn't even know. I mean, like, why don't we hear about those things on the news? They just...
I thought it was a nice idea.
I thought it was nice.
So this guy said, "That's New York? It doesn't look like New York." And then he took a closer look at the screen. Oh yeah, it is. He said he was happy to see this project in place because it's good to give something. It's good to give people something to wave at.
Yes.
Yeah, but...
So do you know exactly where it was in New York? Like Broadway, but where? What street?
I don't know exactly. I'm looking now.
Have they taken it down?
No, they turn it off, so it's probably still there. But
But you know, it's not a portal. It's like a shitty Zoom call on mute. You know.
No, but it's a nice name. Portal.
It's essentially a Zoom call because it's not like I can do a portal then to New York.
I know, but it's a nice name.
Yeah, but it's nothing really like exceptional. Let's be honest. Like a portal, you know.
Well, it is. I went to see it, and you see... Yeah, I mean...
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Did you wave? Did you do anything?
No, I just looked at it, and I just saw people gathered round it. And, you know, there's some people very excited by it, and they're waving at... obviously, they've arranged to meet people at the portal, which is quite nice.
That's the coolest thing, is like if you had family living in New
Yeah.
York.
Well, you could have arranged to meet your family.
Who?
You have some family living in New York. No?
God, you can imagine it, Jack. Yeah, how? Yeah, you know. You go to the portal. Yeah.
That's
Look.
something that David could never do.
Can you imagine it? Can you imagine it? Go, yeah, I'll see you at the fucking portal. Look, and you're just there, like.
Or maybe a girlfriend, old girlfriend, from New York.
Yeah, just stare at, because you can't speak or anything.
But you can have something to write.
You can call them on the phone and look at each other through the phone.
Yeah.
And not use FaceTime.
Do we have a circular thing? Wait a second.
Are we not gonna create our own portal?
Yeah. This is the anti-portal. Look.
Oh, that's a bit.
Okay. Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, but I can't see you.
Yeah, it's a different type of portal. It's called it's the anti-portal.
Okay, so separation.
Yeah, it just makes you, instead of seeing each other, it's kind of like a phone call.
Oh yeah, like old-fashioned.
What's it like over there where you are?
Oh, it's cool. It's sort of I don't know, normal. I just can't see anything.
Yeah, it just makes it's better because it makes me like just concentrate on you and what you're saying and your values and the content of your character as opposed to your looks.
Okay. Yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm just gonna see what you look like. Oh Christ!
Let's keep it like this.
And I'll say it again, young men and women, when you're having sex with each other, always turn the lights off. Makes things much better.
Well, according to you.
Really? Do you want to see some big hairy arse dude?
No. You wouldn't date a big hairy ass dude. Well, some.
God. Do we have any conspiracy corner?
Or some interesting. Oh, you know, what about the conspiracy about Twin Towers? Do you know, Jack?
Well,
oh no, Jesus! What?
God.
Well, there's nothing I mean, it is controversial, I guess, a bit. But no, I mean, the conspiracy is that it was done by America in order as a as a reason to go into the Middle East, to Afghanistan.
Oh God, yeah, okay.
Because apparently the tower wouldn't collapse in the way it collapsed.
Yeah, the whole thing about like jet fuel. Michael Moore, didn't he do a documentary on it?
Yeah, there was some.
Did he?
I
David?
think.
Yeah,
Did you?
I don't know.
I don't
Fahrenheit 9/11.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, because the beams and everything, the jet
Yeah.
fuel. And interestingly, because the Mujahideen in the 80s, they were working with the CIA and they were trained by the CIA. So that's where people get the link. Well, I mean, does that mean that, who knows? Because there was, what's his name? Osama
Bin Laden, yeah.
Osama bin Laden. He had this mad cave network, and it was actually built by the CIA, I think, for him.
Yeah, I choose to believe what I saw with my eyes. That's what I choose to believe in. That that
Ooh.
airlines were hijacked and flew into the Twin Towers.
Yeah, but no one really cares what you believe in, David. It's just that's Hannah asked what it was, and I explained it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that it? Okay.
Daniel.
Daniel.
Is that not embarrassing to behave like this?
What?
In the podcast?
Go on.
Just being like completely bored out of your head.
Well, yeah. It probably is. No, it's just I guess when I hear
Is it
when
lack
I hear
of oxygen?
yeah,
or-
probably because it's quite hot in here. But
But why
it's
do you have
sleepy.
so many layers on you?
Okay,
Like
because
normal people, when it's over 20 degrees, they have t-shirts.
yeah,
But you have t-shirt, you have a jumper,
Yes.
you have a shirt,
yes,
plus a scarf.
yes.
Yeah, what's all that about? What's all that
What's wrong?
Yeah,
with
I know,
you?
you're
And
right,
then you've
yeah.
got,
David's like an onion.
Okay, yeah,
It's
fair
got
enough.
A, got a lot
Okay,
of layers.
well, also no, it's just yeah.
Well,
The conspiracy stuff, just when
And I'm telling you, a lot of
Ugh.
conspiracies are true. Because people like to gaslight other people that it's a conspiracy. Okay. Let's Daniel, just do your do.
welcome to the Sleepy Time podcast. Okay, everyone, get ready now. Just lay down on your couch or your bed. Okay. Actually, I was thinking, I hate going to the gym. Hate is a strong word, but certainly there's a large part of me that's thinking, come on, fuck this. But I know I don't use my brain to make decisions because my brain isn't working properly. So I defer those decisions to people who I look up to, like my personal trainer. And I know
this is so much more interesting.
Okay, fair enough, Daniel.
Like,
But-
going
but-
on about your gym. Every
Okay,
Tuesday.
sorry, Jack, you're so right. But then I just thought, wouldn't it be great if you had a gym with just beds in it, all in a row? Okay, everyone lie down and close your eyes. Now just imagine you're doing lunges. Okay. Is everyone doing lunges? Yeah. Okay, and do 3 more. Nice.
But there's something, something truthful what you're saying, that you can develop new neural synapses. How you say it?
Yes, science, yeah.
Just by imagining what you're doing, not actually doing the thing. They were doing this experiment with people actually practicing playing piano, like they were beginners, or people imagining that they were practicing, and the amount of neurosynapses were developed in both groups the same amount. So the body or the brain did not differentiate with actual doing it or just imagining it.
It's funny, Jack, like you were saying, so I'm saying, like, you're talking about conspiracies, and I'm saying it's really boring, and then I offer up something even more boring. That's pretty bad.
Well, just stop analyzing what
Yes.
you're saying and just speak.
Just
like,
speak.
you
Okay.
But a lot of athletes, they imagine that they're running and they're winning and they, that's actually Active
these
they're using.
these guys, it's like they're our audience, and they're just thinking, "Fucking
But that's
hell."
true. What
Well,
I'm
then
saying.
you guys. So I've got a bit of a stress headache, Hannah.
Stress headache?
Stress headache, yes.
From what? What are you
From being
stressing
stressed
about?
about.
Any Nicolas Cage? We'll get this show off the road. Get this show into the ditch.
And by the way, if people, we're doing this show, we're going to continue doing this show, and we will have our lulls, and then we'll have our high points, but this is a real.
It's life.
It's life.
Yeah, you have to get through, and you have to subscribe and like, comment, and become a real fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Because-
just don't take the channel on this episode. Just
Ah, no, fuck that. No, do take the channel. This is who we
Yeah.
are.
Okay. Well,
And by the way, Jack and
you know
Daniel,
what? Don't watch.
well,
Listen,
okay, yeah, but
listen.
okay, but Jack,
on Spotify.
Jack and Daniel, you can say stuff as well. Daniel, it's harder for Daniel because he's operating the video switcher.
We do say stuff.
Yeah, Jack says Daniel has always a point. He has always a point. He doesn't waste the words.
But also, he's operating
Yeah.
the video switcher, so it's hard for him
yeah,
to.
he has to concentrate.
Hey, just relax, man.
Hi, man.
Hey, just let's get like.
that
whimsical,
food we ordered last night, Jack.
Yeah.
I had beef teriyaki. Whatever's
Tofu
in
teriyaki.
tofu teriyaki.
Don't order tofu.
Whatever's in that sauce, it fucking liquefies my insides instantly.
It's
I
brown sugar and soy sauce, sesame oil, sesame seeds.
how do you know that, Jack?
Because that is what teriyaki sauce is.
And it's got
sugar
MSG, I
and
think.
soy sauce.
Well, however it interacts with, basically,
Because it's
I didn't.
literally a sugar syrup.
I didn't go for a shit. I just it was like emptying up a barrel into the toilet.
So
was
maybe it
just-
cleanses you. Sometimes it's maybe good.
Did you light a match after? That's
No,
if you ever take a smelly shit in David's house, you have to light a match.
Yeah, I know.
My shit is never smelly. I'm a lady.
It's funny, like everyone shits. Like you think of the most beautiful model. Think of a beautiful. Think of a beautiful.
Emily Ratajkowski or whatever.
Ratajkowski.
Who?
Ratajkowski.
I don't know who she is.
She's Polish.
Is she? Is
She
She's
was on the
beautiful.
Blurred Lines.
She's very pretty.
Back in the day.
who? Well, who's a famous model today?
She would be really
Like Kim Kardashian, right? Okay, so Kim.
Jesus, that's a big shit coming out of her.
a big ass.
So she'd be sitting on
Because
the.
she got
toilet.
a big ass.
So she'd
Does
be.
she-
She got a great ass. And you got your head all the way up it. When I think of asses, woman's ass, something comes out of me.
She farts as well.
Yeah,
like-
she does. She'd go like Kim Kardashian.
Well, it's all that silicone, like.
It's nothing to do. She doesn't have shits because of silicone.
Yeah, but I mean, it would create maybe a different kind of noise, like
'Cause maybe she's
like
got
a flag in the
silicone
wind.
implants in her buttocks.
Did you see that roast of Tom Brady?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Good.
No, Kim Kardashian roasted Tom Brady, who's a famous American footballer. But she's pretty funny, I have to say, Kim Kardashian.
Is
Yeah,
she?
she's famous for multiple things. She got her fame initially from
Kanye West.
no. Do you know? Do you know
Oh,
from-
some
the sex tape?
film?
Sex
yeah.
tape with this guy called Ray J.
Ray J.
Ray J.
What was the sex tape? Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what rose her to prominence, really, and the whole family. Then they did Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and then they
Kylie.
got with Kanye, and Kanye West became Kanye Kardashian.
Yeah, and then the father had
He's Caitlyn Jenner now,
yeah.
great Olympian. And
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay, guys.
So should we look up to her and them?
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much for tuning in to And That's Why We're Not Together. Thank you on behalf of Hannah. What did you want to say to the audience?
Subscribe, like, comment, and
Thank you,
yeah,
Jack. Thank
be
you,
part
Daniel.
of the family.
Thank you, Jack, and thank you, Daniel. See you all again next week.